can feel it down in my plums. When I hear a sound, a rap at the door, my young son Gabriel walks in. My wife said, no, Gabriel.
Welcome back to Let the
I said,
Boys
"No."
Watch, an entertainment podcast brought to you by Going Gray Productions. I'm one of your hosts. My name is Robbie, and on this week's episode, we're down to the last two Harry Potter films. This week, we watched the 2010 fantasy Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. Harry Potter was written by Steve Kloves and based off the novels by the same name by J.K. Rowling.
Yuck.
Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 was directed by David Yates. Harry Potter stars Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, Emma Watson, Michael Gambon, not really, but Maggie Smith, Tom Felton, Robbie Coltrane, Helena Bonham Carter, Ray Fiennes, and Alan Rickman. Alongside me is the interrupter-in-chief, the cuz. How we doing?
I salute you, and I will interrupt you again today. I promise.
Yeah, right. Please forget about it. And alongside the cuz and myself, another interrupter, good friend and co-host, Ryan. How we doing?
Assistant to the interrupter-in-chief,
Please.
co-interrupter. I'm doing well, Robbie. How are you?
Good. Just for this, I'm going to throw you guys a $92 million parade because you deserve it.
Thank you.
Nice. Sounds good. So yeah, like Robbie said, this is Let the Boys Watch, and we are almost wrapped up with Harry Potter. So this is Deathly Hallows Part 1. And if this is your first time with us, this is his first time going through this. So we typically do movies like that where one or all of us haven't seen it. Sometimes we do whatever we want, but we typically do that, and then we talk about it, ask each other questions. Sometimes we do segments. Just depends on what we feel like, because we just are flying by the seat of our pants here. If you're looking for a show with research, you come to the wrong place. We might drop in a few nuggets here and there, but for the most part, we didn't do any research. But if you'd like to, I don't know, share some research with us, please send us an email, ltbwpodcast@gmail.com. Find us on Instagram if you're watching on YouTube. The link's down there. And I don't know, Benny, tell them a little more about YouTube.
Yeah, follow us on YouTube. Click the subscribe button so you always see when we drop a new video. You're not going to get any notifications or emails or anything like that. You'll just see our videos pop up on your home screen, so you don't have to search Let the Boys Watch every time you want to find our new episode and have to wade through 50 million of the same exact Will Ferrell clips because we did a good job naming this podcast. So subscribe on YouTube, Let the Boys Watch. We'd love to see you there.
Yeah, we can't change the name now. It's way too late.
We're in too deep.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we have what I think like 108-ish episodes. So speaking of that, check out some of the old ones. If you've watched a movie recently and you're wondering, hey, what do three idiots think about it?
We're the idiots.
We're the idiots. But with Potter, we're probably gonna like mostly just kind of pepper Robbie with some questions. Benny and I both read the books. Benny, I think his memory's a little better because I remember very little from the books. But we will not spoil anything past part 1. So we're not going to talk about part 2 at all in this video. That'll be next week. So if you're like Robbie and you're just watching this for the first time, don't worry about spoilers. So I don't know, Benny, what do you think about Deathly Hallows? And then we'll get to, I feel like we always leave Robbie for last, and I like that. But Robbie, if you want to go first this week, please.
By all means.
By all means.
No, please leave me alone.
I was pleasantly surprised with this movie. I honestly, for some reason, thought that it was kind of a lot more slower pace and a lot less stuff happened. It was all build up to the second movie. So I was pleasantly surprised with how good this was, how much I liked it, and how much I was kind of happy with the pacing and happy with, all the stuff that happened. And it leaves you off in a good spot, ready to go for the finale. I forgot that this movie ends the way that it does with our returning hero. That was sad. That's always a sad moment in the film. But yeah, I won't go too much into it. Definitely want to hear what Robbie has to say, but I really enjoyed this one, and I'm thinking that my personal rankings of the movies are going to have a huge shakeup by the time we get to the end of this.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I've been thinking like we don't have to or do anything official, but I think it would be appropriate if anyone wants to kind of re-rank the movies a little bit once we're all done. Um, but I'm kind of with you, but I'm also like very curious about what Robbie thought because I feel like this, depending on what he thought, the I feel like the view of this film is much different after you've watched both. And I don't want to get too deep into that thought process just because I don't want to spoil anything. Um, but I do very much like this film. I think I love a lot of the scenery that they're shooting in, when they're traipsing around trying to hide. Um, I do think there's a couple parts that are slow, and I was trying to kind of think to myself, like, all right, and I know the reason why this got split into two is because they wanted to film the book like as close as possible. Now, of course, they left some things out. So it ended up being something like 500 pages of a screenplay, so they had to split it into two. Um, so it's kind of hard to ju for me to judge this film just by itself because especially because I've already seen part two, so I know like where this is going, but I did my best. There's a few parts that I'm kind of like, all right, like let's go, but at the same time, it does it can't be cut. So it's hard to say like, all right, well this stinks and this is slow, so like let's go. But we need a lot of this stuff. So having said that, Robbie, very curious. What did you think of part one?
Mm, mm.
Oh,
No, I really, really enjoyed this movie a lot. I did. I thought it had a lot of darker undertones to it, which I really enjoyed. It was more like the most adult movie so far, and that's to be expected. I think everybody's a little older, but I did enjoy it. I was expecting something a little bit different the way you guys were describing it, like nothing was happening or things like that, or just like setting it up for the end game. But I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good movie. The pacing was good. Uh, the visuals were good. Um, I like the way it ended. That was fun. Uh, my main man Dobby, please rest in peace, rest in paradise, King. So yeah, that was a little definitely emotional. I definitely didn't. I kind of suspected it was going to be him. I figured it wasn't going to be anybody else. Um, but no, it was a good movie. I was pleasantly surprised. I really, really did enjoy this one. I didn't think I was going to, but I really did.
awesome. That makes me happy. Um, all right. I guess anything like general to add, or should we just do some scores and then get into the film, talk about what all the questions we have, I think.
I have a couple thoughts, but they can go with my score.
All right, yeah. So, well, why don't you start us off and then we'll go from there.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with a 9.4 on this one. I like
Nice.
it's just I don't know, man. I've watched them very close together, but I guess watching it with a critical eye and like, oh my God, is Robbie gonna like this? Is it too corny? Is it too but getting out of Hogwarts and like doing other stuff and like Robbie said, kind of those more adult tones and like really getting down to like, okay, we spent so long building Voldemort up as this horrible person, but he's just kind of there. We're not doing anything about it. And now we have all these, we have plans. How are we gonna do it? How are we gonna get the Horcruxes? How are we gonna destroy them? To actually finally be in that end game, it was refreshing and really well done. I thought Daniel Radcliffe in this movie was incredible. I thought he is so good. And you know, it's hard to compare him to an like 11-year-old version of himself, but from somebody that had no experience acting, and yes, it is 6 years later, but to where he is in this movie and to where he is now. It's pretty crazy that he went from nothing to kind of probably the most successful out of the three of them when I don't think that was kind of the thought at any point during this series. I think everybody kind of had Emma Watson. I know Rupert Grint was kind of has gone under the radar since the series ended. But people had more to say positively about those two. Anyway, I'm going on 9.4. Really enjoyed it. Excited for next week.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's it's hard for me to score this because as just part one, I want to give it one score, but as part one and two, I want to give it a different score. So I'm gonna do that because this is our show. So I'm gonna go just a smidge under Half-Blood Prince for now for part one and go 9.2 for this. And then I'll probably have some thoughts next week, but I'm going to save them because I absolutely do not want to spoil Robbie or anyone else that may be in the same boat as him. But I mean, I agree with a lot of what you guys have said so far. I like a lot of the themes. I like that they're in kind of the end game now. I think I don't like what you said before, Benny, where it was like, oh, like I'm remembering like maybe it's a little slow, like there's not much going on. It's a lot of like, fucking around in a forest. And I think that's what a lot of people on the internet say about this film. It's almost like they're parroting like Ron's little speech when he had the Horcrux on too long. Like, we're fucking around in a we don't know what we're doing. We're trying to get Horcruxes and we don't know what we're doing and this and that. But like unraveling the mystery is enjoyable, and that's what we're doing. Um, so I really like this film. I think just by itself, I like it a smidge less than Half-Blood Prince, but we'll talk more next week and shortly. So Robbie, what did you think?
Yeah, I thought I agree with Ben. I really like Daniel Radcliffe in this movie. I thought he was very good. So was Emma Watson, and so was Rupert Grint. They were all three of them were very good in this movie. They showed a lot of range and emotion I didn't know they had. Yeah, it's not my favorite, but I'm gonna give it an 8.8. Shout out CD Lamb.
Ew.
I
Go
have to
ahead.
say something. It's just really enjoyed this entire series. I didn't think I was going to. So I'm happy I watched it, and I'm very excited for next week. And I'm also excited it's 2 hours, 2 minutes. Thank goodness.
Closing it
Can
strong.
Oh,
Speaking of
thank
next
God.
week, can I start off our questioning with a question about next week about the film, just generally?
Please
So,
do.
Ro- I, Benny, feel free to answer this as well. But Robbie, how how the word I want is escaping me, but like how much were you like, I kind of want to watch part two like right now? Like maybe not right now because it might have been late at night, but like tomorrow or very soon. I don't want to wait a week. Did you have that feeling like I really want to watch this right away?
No, I didn't. I was just excited to watch it next week and see what
Okay.
happens. I really wasn't itching to watch it right away. I like I said, I enjoyed it, but I wasn't really, itching. I got other things to do, man. I got wrestling
Yeah.
videos to watch.
I'm a
Come on.
very important man. I got things to
Come on.
do.
I
I
got
got
wrestling
people to
videos to watch. I
save.
got I gotta practice my wedge shots out in the backyard. Come on, please.
These 69s aren't going to stand up by themselves.
Exactly. Like last week I told you on Going Gray. I mean, I haven't had a stand up 69 in weeks because I'm watching these movies.
I was going to ask this question next week, but I feel like we're going to have so much to talk about next week. I want to ask it now. How do you like if you can put yourself back in week one when you watch the first two? Did you like the tone of the movies, the way this story is kind of unfolded? Are you like how surprised are you? What are your thoughts on like where we are as opposed to kind of how those early movies, your first impression of them?
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be like this. I didn't think and like I said a couple weeks ago, it's these movies are very, you know, some of them are very dark, some of them are very scary. And I'm like, like I said, how does like a 7 or 8 year old like watch these movies? Like it's scary for, a 7 year old like me. So I was like, how's my niece gonna watch these movies and not get scared? Like they get scared of everything. So I didn't think it was gonna take this much of a dark turn or these characters have so much depth, but I don't. I'm pleasantly surprised at that because I didn't think it was going to go this route. It was going to be a corny, cheesy, like Disney-esque movie at the end, and I really enjoy how it went, like almost like I don't want to say Game of Thrones, but like a nice route like that. So like I said, I'm pleasantly surprised with that. I'm happy it went that way. Um, it definitely finished strong. Uh, I didn't hate two. Two was very long. It was a dull story, and the other one with what's her name? Rufus Wainwright is the teacher's name. What's her name?
Oh, oh, now
Dolores
I'm throwing.
Claiborne.
Yeah, Dolores Umbridge.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Rufus Wainwright.
So yeah, but no, I'm happy the way this movie went, and I'm definitely excited to see what happens. It's a shame. It's a shame that I'm so stubborn that I haven't watched these movies. That's on me. Like this. That's on me. So it is what it is.
Hey, but now you get to watch them and you get to talk about each one of them, as after they're over, have a nice long conversation about it.
That's
Um,
true.
I
Do you,
mean, we feel like, go ahead.
no, I'll just get very quickly. We briefly talked about it on Going Gray again, mentioned the show, but do you think that this opens your um or makes you maybe a little less stubborn to watch films or film series that you are just like you wrote off because it's like, that's nerd shit, or like whatever the reasoning is, or are you still gonna just be like, no?
No, no, I don't think so. Like I told you last week, I said I would choose Lord of the Rings. I mean, I have to watch it. I need to watch it. I watched like half of the first one. My bill, yells at me for not watching it and wants me to watch it. So I'm not gonna be like that stubborn anymore. This opened my eyes to stuff. So I'm I'll be more open, but I can't promise anything because I miss my 69s.
Yeah.
You brought up Dolores Umbridge, so I did want to actually ask you about her quickly. She shows back up in this movie. Um, Not as annoying and kind of more like menacing. I know she's in it very quickly, but any kind of rethoughts about her or anybody else you want to shout out that pop back up in this movie or just the cast in general? Because we're starting to see, everybody. We've lost some people. Maybe
I
you
know
have
I
some
forgot
thoughts
about
about. Yeah,
sorry,
go
I
ahead.
forgot about Eagle-Eyed Cherry. I didn't know that was tough. That was tough. I mean, they're killing some people that I really, really, really enjoy. So that was tough to watch and unexpected. Um how did she get back? After she got the those people took her away, the horse people.
I think she just
Centaurs.
they taught her a lesson,
All right.
and that was it. So
Uh
yeah, now get out of here and don't come back.
yeah, please. No, I didn't hate her as much. She wasn't on the screen that much, which was nice. She didn't have a lot of speaking parts, which was nice. Um, but it was nice. It was nice to see my man from The Departed um pop up on the screen. That was a great scene when they morphed into their bodies. I really enjoyed that scene. That was funny. Um, but yeah, Dolores. Is she dead now? Or
Oh,
no?
like in the books? No, 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 no.
Oh, no. Okay. Well, it is what it is. It was nice to see it played into the story. Uh, but the less, the better with her.
Yeah. Her and her nonsense literature and her death. Gross.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. Um, Speaking of deaths, I mean, we mentioned it quickly before, but how did you feel about Dobby at the end?
That was tough. That was a tough one. I didn't get like super duper emotional, but it was very emotional. And to have to act, you know, with nothing, really, just like
Yeah,
that's
like a
just
doll or
CGI.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just like some like green doll, right? Uh is great. That was awesome. Um the way he did that. But that's a tough one. I mean, I didn't expect him, which was nice to come and save the day, but I thought Emma Watson was the one that was gonna get the knife stab, but I guess not. But seeing Dobby, that's tough. Poor Dobby had a tough life. People always making fun of him. People scared of the way he looks. And he finally had a friend in Harry. But he went out what he wanted to do. He saved his friend.
Yeah.
And it's a nice, I don't want to say, it's a nice honorable death. Let's say it like that. So shout out to Dobby. Rest in peace.
Surrounded by his friends in a beautiful place.
Oh, please. Come on.
Always the optimist, Dobby.
Yeah. The only thing that bothers me, and I've said this a few times over the past couple weeks, is like, so how come Hermione can save Ron's arm from being basically like ripped off his body, or like Harry fucks up Malfoy with the Sectum Semper and he's like pulling blood back into his body. Like, how come we can do things like this in this universe, but not save Dobby? Like, listen, I get it. It could be whatever, like the abilities of the people around. Snape may be more powerful and can do these types of things, but that's just something that bothers me where it's just like, well, it was just like like a knife wound. It wasn't even like a spell. Like you can't sew him up or give him something.
So I'm always the explainer in chief, right? Like
Please, yes.
I always make up something in my head to kind of explain away like the plot holes and things like that. My for this is how elf magic and human magic, it's different stuff. So she may not know how to do it, you may not be able to do it. In my head, that's the excuse that I make for that, because it does seem very inconvenient or convenient, depending on how you look at it, that he's just got, he just got jigged and now he's dead.
Yeah. Maybe it was a magic knife, poison knife. I don't know. I don't get me wrong. Like, yeah, I can explain it
Yeah,
away too,
it
but
is
it's
what it
just
is.
it's a little troubling.
Yeah.
But and the other thing about this, and don't get me wrong, RIP in peace to Dobby. Love Dobby. Um, well, I love Dobby after his introduction. He was annoying back then. But
Yeah.
so Dobby dies. Harry is distraught. Hedwig dies.
That's a tough one. That was a tough one.
Hedwig dies. Fuck, who cares? Mad Eye Moody dies. Who gives a shit?
Whatever.
Like all these, these other people. Dumbledore. Yeah, I guess he might be a little sad. Maybe he's having a nightmare too. But like,
Sirius Black.
yeah, serious. Like all these people. Yeah, I get. He's been thinking about his parents this entire time, so I'm not going to include them. But like, you've had a number of other people die, and it just seemed like maybe it was the situation or everything caught up with him, but distraught. And just, it seems like for the other people, eh, maybe it was off screen. I don't know.
I got nothing for you on that one.
Hed Hedwig pisses me off the most. Hedwig was like yeah, it's a pet. I get it. It's not a person or an elf. But like he's been with you since the beginning. He's been with you all summer when you're at the Dursleys and they treat you like shit. He's like your only friend.
He
Didn't give
comes
a
down, he's just
fuck.
like, all right, well,
Yeah, well, whatever. At least I don't have to clean his cage anymore. Okay, great. All right. Anyway, um, Benny, what questions do you have for Robbie?
well, I'm thinking about asking him about a couple of things, but I want to open it up to him
Yeah,
at this point.
yeah, we should.
Robbie, questions, predictions, or anything like that, or things you want clarified, anything like you didn't understand or want explained a little bit further.
Yeah, can you explain oh, it kind of explained itself at the end. I was gonna say, can you explain why what Voldemort was looking for, but he got it. But what's the importance of him getting that wand from Dumbledore?
So it's the most powerful wand. And you've seen, like, he mentioned it briefly in the beginning of the movie that he can't kill Harry with his wand because they share the same core from the same phoenix. They have feathers from the same phoenix in their wands. Um, so he can hurt Harry, but he can't kill him because the wand will reject it. And then he uses Lucius Malfoy's wand, and it's not powerful enough. So he believes that by getting the Elder Wand, which is the most powerful wand there is, Dumbledore's wand, the one that Ryan showed Oh, yeah, nice. We got to talk about that too.
Yeah.
Um, he believes by getting the Elder Wand, that will be strong enough for him to finally kill Harry.
Okay, good. Thank you. And that was the guy, um, like that young blonde-headed guy like they showed in the past. That was him in the jail cell.
Yes.
Correct.
What
So
was his name again?
he's it was is it Aberforth? No, it's
No, that
Grindelwald.
Grindelwald.
Yeah.
And
Who?
what were you gonna say? I
Let's
thought that
not
was
say
innocent.
anything else.
Let's not say
Oh,
anything else. Yeah.
Yeah, let's
I
leave
was
it there.
about to, but let's not say
Yeah.
anything else. But basically, so the Elder Wand is part. That's where they were when they did this, and I want to talk about the animation part. But when they're talking about the Deathly Hallows itself, so that's the Elder Wand, the Resurrection Stone, and the Cloak of Invisibility. So the Elder Wand is the most powerful wand in existence. Now, we talked about this, I think, a few weeks ago about wands and like their power levels and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure it's not really made super clear how powerful certain wands can be, but it is made clear that this is the most powerful wand, regardless of all the other wands' power levels, and which is some are stronger than others. So, Voldemort getting this is a big deal, is basically the important thing to take away from the fact that he now has it.
okay. What the heck was I gonna say? The oh my God, I forgot. I think I have dementia. My memory's going.
Uh,
Anything with Horcruxes or Gryffindor sword or
Not the Gryffindor sword. Oh, I was gonna talk. That's what I'm talking about. Sorry. The basically I followed along, but the meaning of that story, that's on Ryan's
this,
shirt.
yeah.
Um, is are they searching for that specific emblem? Was it a wand? Was it like a powerful wand that guy was saying?
So yeah,
yeah.
that's what I was just maybe I didn't explain it well, but like so the symbol that was on Mr. Love Xenophilius, I'm pretty sure is his first name, his necklace, what was in the book, what was on that tombstone, it's that triangle and then the wand in the middle and then the circle. That's the sign of the Deathly Hallows, and the Deathly Hallows is those three objects together. Again, the Elder Wand, which Voldemort now has, the Resurrection Stone, which we don't know where it is, and the Cloak of Invisibility. And this story is, I think, one of those like, and Benny, fill in any gaps here, please, but like a children's story, but meant to impart knowledge onto children about a real historical event. Real, I think it's fuzzy, but basically these three items do exist in the real world, however they were created, and that's, I think, pretty much everything. It's those three items, and Voldemort now has the Elder Wand, which is part of the Deathly Hallows. Did I miss anything?
Doesn't
Sort of.
Good.
doesn't Harry have the invisible cloak?
Yes.
So there's only
Yes.
one in the world.
Right. There's
So
only one that
now
we don't know where it is.
um okay, that explains a lot. Yeah. I don't think I have anything else. I think those are the two things that was like really on my mind. I couldn't really figure it out. Unless I'm forgetting some other stuff in that movie. There was so much going on in this movie, I feel like.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. So if you think of anything while we're talking of it, obviously ask. But I think that's a good transition to the question that I had for you was, what did you think of the animation scene? I think it's one of my favorite kind of parts of these last two movies. I think the way that they go into it and the style of the animation, I think is really cool.
Yeah, when it first like started, I was like, oh, what is this? Like I thought it was gonna be I thought it was gonna be like I would have rather seen physical people, like, but as they started going, I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. I really enjoyed, you know, Emma Watson Hermione talking in the background, telling the story while this was happening, and it was a intriguing story. I really did enjoy the artwork with that stuff. So that was the animation and things like that. That was cool to me. I like how that was done instead of her just sitting around and telling the story that way. It painted a nice picture.
Again, you kind of teed me up for another question that I had for you. But we get that moment right before the story starts, uh, where she's like, "Oh, it was twilight," and Ron butts in, "Oh, Mom always said that it's midnight," and just the look that she gives it. So the question I had was, talk about Ron in this movie and kind of, the relationship that he has with the other two amigos here. Like he has the falling out with Harry a little bit, whether or not it's because of the Horcrux or that's just kind of what exacerbates it. And then kind of the falling out that Ron and Hermione have. Like, how did you feel about kind of the inner workings of the three of them, and specifically how Ron was in this movie?
I don't know. I wasn't really digging around this movie. I don't think there was anything like where you could point out like, oh my God, like Harry and Hermione are really do love each other. And like I don't know why he got so angry about it. I was kind of uncertain about why he was acting like that. So I did like him in this movie. He acted very good in this movie. I really thought he brought a lot, on the emotional level and stuff like that. So it was nice to see. But I that kind of annoyed me. It annoyed me when he walked out. I know he had the Halifax on, but I mean, it just it just I don't know. And I think that's his real feelings. Again, like I said, like I don't think he matches up or measures up to Harry, but I don't know, man. I didn't really like him this movie. He just took off, and then he expected Hermione to go with him. It's like, come on. But you all know what he's like Harry said, you all know what you signed up for. Like, what are you doing? Um, but I definitely thought he was gonna do something when he saved him in the little river there, and that ghost came about. But again, that also annoyed me because it's like, oh, there he is. He just
He's
appeared all
just
of a
there.
sudden.
Yeah, here he
Yeah.
is.
So
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
convenience.
that annoyed me, but so that's where they found that Gryffindor sword.
Yeah. So I think too, it's like it's annoying that he's like that, but it's kind of that if you've ever been kind of by yourself for a while and you're alone with your thoughts and you just make them worse, you spiral them in your head without talking to the other person. And then you talk to the other person, like, dude, what are you talking about, man? Like you're living in your head. And I think Ron being hurt and then kind of not being able to be out and about with them, listening to all the stuff on the radio and being depressed about that. And then, Harry and Hermione just kind of him seeing them like that. I think it was all kind of just in his head and then he spiraled. But not the first time he's been like that in these movies. This is his second kind of crash out.
Oh no. Did you just spoil something for me again? Like you spoiled Dumbledore's death? Ron's gonna start killing people
No,
next week?
no, he crashed
Yep.
out.
Kills everybody.
Yeah, damn it. No, he crashed out. What was it when Harry
Um,
was
Goblet of
in the
Fire.
Goblet of Fire?
Yeah,
Remember,
I
he
know,
was
but
all
maybe he just snaps next week and just starts killing Harry.
listen. I mean, we don't have to get into it now, or maybe we can if you want. But your
Prediction.
predictions, maybe you're just very good at predicting things because you mentioned last week that Deathly Hallows was a cemetery, and where do we end up in this movie
Sam,
where they see the sign for the Deathly Hallows? Where were they?
a Jordan truck. I mean, I'm just upset he wasn't actually you know, the gatekeeper at the cemetery. But yeah, I think I was off. Uh the only thing
There's
that
always
I know
something in there. I was talking to brother of the program, James, and like I said last week, there's always like a little nugget of something that you say that like kind of comes true.
Yeah.
that's it. I'm ready. I what did I want to say? Um Goodness gracious. I forgot what were we talking about before. You just talked about
Ron crashing out,
the
their
Deathly
Cemetery.
relationship,
Hallows.
the Deathly Hallows, the cemetery, the symbol.
Oh, so we don't know who those initials are, right? Obviously. that we left off the last movie with?
We
Or
did. We
did I?
did get that. We did get that. That was RAB is Regulus. I forget his middle name, Black. It's
Yeah.
Sirius's younger brother.
And he's
So they
alive
go
and well.
uh I'll say unconfirmed at this point. I think no, Creature says that he's dead. But that's when they went into that room when they were in Sirius's house and they saw it on the door. They said, "Oh, RAB, look, it's Regulus A Black." Um,
Well,
it was like you said, it was a lot. There was a lot in this movie. A lot of different things happened. A lot of callbacks.
Arcturus.
So, Arcturus,
Arcturus.
Arcturus Black. Um, yeah. Did you have any other questions about that, or just kind of wanted to know if we found out?
no, I just want to know if we found out. But yeah, there was a ton in this movie to like kind of grasp, and so that was a lot. But like I said, it was a good movie. I'm trying to think if I have any other questions. There's just it was so much crap going on.
There's a
Any
lot
questions? Because
happened.
I could see it being a little confusing. Any questions about the scene in Godric's Hollow with the old woman that becomes the snake?
Yeah, thank you. What the heck was that about?
It was just, I mean, kind of it was a trap. I mean, Ryan, if you want to expound on it
No,
at
it's it.
all.
I didn't get it at first either. I was like, what the fuck is going on? But I mean, I think you're made to understand that it was a trap by Voldemort because he expected Harry to go back to Godric's Hollow for all the reasons that Harry talked about. Dumbledore was there. That's where he was attacked and his parents were killed. And Bathilda Bagshot, I believe her name is the old woman. And she knew the Dumbledore family very well. Um, but yeah, it's kind of I don't know. I don't love that scene. I'm kind of just like what a stupid trap. Like I the snake is defeated by a chair. Like okay, like
Well, and the spells.
and the spells. No, I know, but that yeah, it's basically just a trap. That's the whole idea.
Is there importance to that symbol on that casket that they show?
That's the Deathly
The same
Hallows.
Deathly Hallows.
So that
No, I mean
that
like is there
person
like that person in the grave? Is there any
so he was supposedly one of the brothers in
Yeah.
that story.
nice?
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Um, wait, I was just gonna say something about I really quick. I love that little town. I forgot. I looked it up. It is a real town that they filmed in for that. One day I want to go there.
I want to live there.
I mean, be nice. We'll see. As
Yeah, that would be nice.
long as there's no snakes hiding in old people.
No
Um,
way.
speaking of that snake, I just want to also point out one of my favorite lines because it just again the more times I watch these films, the more I love Voldemort. Not, I mean, I love him as a villain and a character and whatever, but for comedic purposes, I just think so much of what he says is funny to me. And when he says, Nagini, dinner, it cracked me up so much. And that whole scene is funny with him like mocking Lucius and like the whole just all the villains. It's like the the like
Oh,
the
yeah, what does he say when Lucy's just like, my lord? He's my lord.
yeah, he just mocks him, my lord. And then he just breaks his stupid ass wand and throws it on the table. I love it. Um but hey, pretty like you were saying before, Robbie, like and I'm curious about this too. If there's got to be some parents watching or listening that have kids in the 6 to 8, 6 to 10 range. You can't show them this film. The first 10 minutes, a woman gets eaten by a snake.
Yeah, murdered and
That
then
was
eaten by a snake.
Yeah.
that was my question. What was the importance of that woman?
She was a professor at Hogwarts, and it was
Oh,
so the whole thing going on between the Death Eaters and Voldemort and the Ministry of Magic, and that's what all those pamphlets were. And there's a lot of talk about mudbloods, which means not pure blood wizard, and muggles being inferior to the wizard, a wizard kind or whatever. So there's a lot of um I sort of is racism appropriate here? I don't know if it's race or just like I don't know. But like
You're
a
on
pure blood um
without using words that
ideal,
would get our videos flagged.
I
There
guess.
is there's
Yeah,
a very
maybe I shouldn't have
famous
said
time in
those
the
words.
40s that's kind of heavily
Yeah.
implied with kind of what's going on. Like Ryan said, it's a lot of, you know, supremacy
Yes.
of the wizards. And she taught Muggle studies, I think,
Correct.
and like how wizards should get along with Muggles and all that kind of stuff. So, like Ryan said, they're kind of just anybody that has those kind of feelings or is mudblood or not pure blood. They're kind of making examples out of them.
All right, nice.
Yeah.
I
Which
mean, that,
also isn't, I mean, Voldemort's not a pure blood.
And Snape isn't.
Yeah. So like hypocrites.
Yeah. I mean, the big H wasn't blonde hair, blue eyed.
The big H. Triple H?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
ah,
Life imitates art or vice versa, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that I did enjoy that like opening scene. But again, another thing I thought when he's either that or like when Harry the trio show up at the Lovegoods house, like they apparate like hundreds of yards away from the house. Like, why not just like go to the front door instead of walking like 2 football fields away? Like that's a like Snape is like walking through all these gates and like all this shit. Maybe there was some protection there, I guess. But I just these are the types of things I think about.
You know what I think about all the time when I hate happens in movies, and it happened a couple times in the series, and I forget to bring it up, but something happens, and then they cut to like 6 hours later, and they're talking about what just happened,
Hmm.
like they would haven't been talking about it for the last 6 hours. Like, what were you doing
Yeah,
the last 6 hours? Like 6 hours later, like, wow, that was crazy.
yeah,
Let's kind of recap what just happened, even though like we smash cut to like half a day later.
yeah. Like the
Um,
sun's going down and you're just like, man, that was nuts.
like they pick up their conversation, but it's six hours later.
Yeah. They had maybe they had a long lunch. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. I guess you can't get bogged down with all the, the bad vibes for the whole day.
Um, Robbie, I have to ask, of course, but where are we with Snape level, whatever we're calling it? Are we
Snape
still
threat
red?
level Snape night.
no, we're gonna bring it down. We're gonna bring it down to a yellow. A yellow.
Really?
Too short. Too short in this movie. What's the point of using Alan Rickman if you're not gonna get the goods out of him? I didn't. That annoyed me. I thought I was getting more Snape. I thought he was gonna die. There's no threat right now with Snape. I know something big's gonna happen next week. I'm not an idiot, but I'm going yellow this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Still, yeah, everyone should still be on guard, but threat is not imminent.
No, I mean you still can get up, you still can go to work, you still can go out to a nice restaurant, have some dinner, but just make sure you know where the exit signs are,
Right.
just in case.
Head on a swivel.
If you see something, say something.
Right.
So let's see. We talked about Godric's Hollow. We talked about kind of the beginning scene a little bit with Voldemort. Any thoughts on Voldemort before you move on from that?
Um, I don't know. I'm not as scared of him. I don't know. There's something, I don't know. It's weird to me. I was expecting somebody a little scarier, But again, you don't see him that much, and he's not in, some movies. He's got not that many scenes, and that's the thing that annoys me with this stuff. Like even with Snape's, he's not in a lot of scenes in these movies and stuff like that. And I want more of him, and I want more of Voldemort. But I guess we're gonna get a lot in next movie. I just give me a reveal. There's got to be a reveal with Voldemort, and I'm here and I'm waiting for it, and I have no idea what it's gonna be. But
Okay.
I do enjoy his character. Ray Fiennes is fantastic, and he is very scary with the no nose and the face.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for a first time watcher in this film, you see him, you know, offering his snake a meal and then getting fucking whacked by Harry with the Lucius's wand and like then getting the Elder Wand at the end. Those are like the three things you see of him. So like what Benny was saying before, I think, or Robbie, let us know what you're thinking. Are you now like, oh shit? Like we kind of talked about it a little bit before, but like the end, were you like, all right? Or does it now maybe make a little more sense that we explained it a little more, like that the Elder Wand is important?
No, it makes a lot of sense now. I'm just trying to wonder how Harry is going to counteract that wand.
Especially now that Harry's wand is broken.
Yeah. Hermione, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Come on, rebounding
She's all over the place
curses.
in this movie.
She's a
Couldn't say,
little she's a little like treading water in this one. She's, in Hogwarts, she can kind of she's in a controlled environment, but now when she's out in the real world, she sees how kind of big all this stuff is.
oh, that's what I wanted to ask too. I didn't understand when was it her that had when she got captured by Helena Bonham Carter, was it her that had the thing on her?
Yeah,
Like,
the Mudbloods.
yeah. Like what was she like just sitting there like crying about? Like it's like tears running down her eyes. Like did that have any significance or that was just whatever?
I mean, it hurts, I guess, to get that stuff scraped into your arm. Uh, it's
But
traumatic.
also, it's like an insult too. Like
I
when
thought it was
Draco called her a mudblood and whatever, I forget which one, but she was like really upset about it, and Hagrid was like, "Don't think about it. It's cool. Like, don't worry about it." Maybe that's why, but I don't know. Also, Helena Bottom Car is a crazy bitch, so like
yeah.
maybe she's just scared of her.
I think one of my predictions came true, right? That Darko Milicic was gonna somewhat save Harry Potter. I don't know if he did. I don't know why he's such a wuss. I don't understand why he couldn't pull a trigger.
I was going to ask you about what you thought about him in this movie.
I just don't understand. I don't understand why he's so timid and scared. I just don't understand why he didn't pull the trigger if he's never liked Harry, if there's always been some animosity there. So um I didn't like the weakness of him, but I don't get it. I don't get it
I,
why he was so hesitant to not say anything or do anything.
I think again, I mean, he's another one that like, yeah, you could talk a big game, you
Yeah.
know, but then now like when you've seen people die, you saw Dumbledore get murked and like thrown 14,000 feet from the top of a tower. You've been up close and personal, excuse me, with Voldemort. You see how Voldemort's treated his father and all that kind of stuff. I just think he's like, oh, yeah, I kind of wish I was back at Hogwarts and not like
Yeah.
dealing with this evil stuff.
Yeah, you could talk a big game, but when it's time to be the hangman, not everyone's got the marbles for it, I guess.
Stones.
The stones.
So
Yeah.
so
Um, but also I wanted to bring up that scene. That scene bothers me so much with the fact that he's just got the blown up face and everyone's like, who the hell could this be?
Who are these two people that we know hang out with Harry Potter all
Yeah,
the time?
like
But
the
this dude's
fact,
got a big face. I wonder who it is.
yeah, the mouth Lucius has
Should
seen
know.
all three of them, and Draco could easily be like, oh yeah, Ron and Hermione are like his best friends. This is clearly him.
The
But
Yeah.
Draco you can like explain away.
yes, yeah,
But the other ones, it's like, dude, you've seen, especially Bellatrix.
yeah.
He
She's
knows.
she's seen him a few times.
Yeah.
That did annoy me. That like, all right, cool. You like Will Smith and Hitch, I get it, but like, you don't know that's Harry Potter. I mean, come on, come on. That was dumb too. But
Yeah. It's very like, oh, I'm Batman now. You can't tell who
yeah,
I
he's like
am, or
this. He's like, oh,
I'm
no,
super.
he's walking. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, it's not me. I'm not Harry Potter. I have a
no,
mustache.
yeah. I'm Harvey Poulter.
Yeah. Yeah.
uh Robbie, Dursleys. Do we see them again? Or did they F off for the rest of the franchise?
I have to say that we don't see the last of them. I think Mama Derry is gonna have a significant part in the next one. She left off to like a little cliffhanger-ish.
So Ryan, I had said that there was a scene cut with the Dursleys in the beginning of this movie. Have you seen it?
I have not, but is it because there's something associated with them, but I'm not sure if it's mentioned in the next movie or if it's a book only thing or what.
Let's save it for next week. But
Okay.
the other thing too, I think James mentioned asked us on YouTube if we've seen the extended versions. Are they available on
There,
Max or is it just
no,
DVD
I
only?
think Peacock for some reason
Oh,
they're on there. They're the only versions available on Peacock. And then the other Max is regular, and I'm pretty sure I've watched just regular on like Apple.
so I think what we have to do after this is we got to go back and watch all the extended cuts.
Yeah,
Good, good. Yeah, definitely, definitely. That's what I want to do.
definitely.
15 hours of Harry Potter 2.
Oh, please, I need 4 hours of that movie.
Yeah.
Robbie, any update on the love triangle, square, octagon, tetrahedron, dodecahedron, anything you want to talk about with that?
No, they just implied too much about Harry and Hermione this week. I don't know what's gonna happen between them. I don't know. I don't know if her and Ron are done. I don't know if her and Harry are gonna get together, but they got too much. They got too much chemistry, more than Ron. So I like to see them get. I like to see them get together. But again, I don't know if Harry's that kind of friend. He doesn't look like that kind of friend. Looks like a loyal guy,
So
even though
you
his
don't,
dance was a horrible.
I was gonna say, is that the dance of a friend or a dance of a lover?
No, that's a dance of a lover.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Harry wants to smash. I don't think he wants to dash, but he definitely wants to smash. So Harry's not a true friend, even though I just said he was loyal 5 minutes ago.
Hey, we don't know yet.
Yeah,
We
sure.
got to play both
I'm playing
sides.
both. Yeah, I'm playing both sides of the fence here.
Um, let's see. I don't want to. This is such a big one that I don't want to leave anything off the table and say, I wish we talked about that because we're gonna have a lot to talk about next week. I feel like. Um, we
Yeah,
talked about. Go
I
ahead.
feel like there's probably a few things that I'm purposefully not talking about just because it's hard to talk about certain things without like how many times am I going to be like, well, this is interesting, but we'll find out about it next week. So,
Yeah.
well, there's probably a few things that we'll just leave here. But I know what you're saying.
Oh, I mean, it's not necessarily need to talk about it, but Ministry of Magic, we have two new Minister of Magics in this one. Did they never mention what happened with Fudge, right? Just he kind of got ousted in the whole
Yeah, I think he just was
Voldemort
ousted.
denial.
Yeah, I guess I forget what
So we get a
happened with
new
him.
one. He gets marked, and then we're infiltrated. Death Eaters are now controlling the Ministry. Not really much to talk about there, really. Um, we talked about the Horcrux a little bit, and you still kind of shaky on Horcruxes, or you're kind of understanding that whole thing now?
I'm kind of understanding the whole thing now. What do they have? A couple left? 3?
So they found the diary.
Yep.
That's 1. They found the locket. That's 2. They Dumbledore destroyed the ring. That's 3. So he said that Voldemort's plan was to split his soul in 7. The way I understand it is that the piece of soul that remains in his body is the 7th. So there's not 7 items that they need to find. There's 6, and his body is the 7th. So there's 3 that are kind of up for grabs right now. The last 3 that they're looking for.
Okay.
Based
All
on
right.
what we know. That's where we're at.
Okay.
We'll talk more about it next week.
Obviously, yeah. Ryan, any questions about anything? Horcruxes, Ministry of Magic, wedding. We get the return of Floor. We meet a new Weasley, Bill Weasley. We
Oh
meet.
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Our friend, I always fuck up his name, but Gleeson, I think.
Oh,
That's
that's
who
his
that
son?
was?
Yeah, that's who that was. Yeah.
Oh, that's
I knew he
cool.
looked familiar.
Yeah.
That is cool.
He's the one to say that he's dead.
What?
He's the one that said he was dead.
Oh yeah, he's the one that tells them that Moody is dead. So he tells everybody that his father's dead.
Yeah.
No. That's
Yes.
right. Oh man. I knew he looked familiar. It's a good one. Nice pull.
Yeah. I like him a lot.
Yeah, he's good.
That Gleason family. What a family.
Oh, please.
Fantastic. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. So wedding, Ministry of Magic. We can leave it really there.
I think so.
Robbie, this next movie is called Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. What do you think Part 2 means?
Part 2 means to me that there are 3 other brothers that they forgot to tell a story about. And then they visit somebody else. They visit Dobby's brother, Lobby, and he tells the story of the 3 brothers. And now Harry has to go to another, on another goose chase. And then that's it. The movie ends with Harry and Voldemort just having lunch together, maybe at Winsun Bakery or something like that. So I think that they're gonna kiss and make up, and that's it. But in reality, we all know Harry's gonna kill Voldemort. I don't know what Snape's deal is, what's gonna happen to him. I mean, he did kill Dumbledore, so I don't think he's gonna do another, super kick through the barbershop window. I don't know what's gonna happen though, but I'm intrigued. I got nothing really. I'm just excited to see what happens. I don't know if there's gonna be twists and turns. If there's gonna be some backstabbing, but I'm here for it all.
I like it.
Again, I'll ask you guys again. What do you think's gonna happen in the last movie?
Ryan, I answered last week. Ryan, what do you think happens next week?
I mean, everyone comes back. Everybody. Everyone, like you thought, even people you haven't met come back.
I love it.
It's just nonstop, just resurrections. It's crazy.
Don't tell me Victor comes back, or I won't watch it.
Who comes back?
Victor.
Oh yeah, everyone's back.
I'm not watching it.
He's the main character in the last movie.
Yeah,
Oh,
Harry
no.
actually goes on
he's really
vacation.
Voldemort.
Yeah, he's just like, I've had enough of this. You guys figure it out.
Here's Crumb. I called my guy Crumb.
Yeah, yeah. He can find a seeker. He can find a Horcrux. Or
Snitch.
you know what I meant? Yeah, snitch. So yeah, no, I'm excited. Any other predictions for next week? I mean, you've kind of peppered them throughout. What?
I have a question, and it's
Oh.
a prediction type question.
Yeah.
Robbie,
Mhm.
what does "I open at the close" mean?
Oh, good question.
It's tough. I open at the close.
That was the message that was inscribed on the golden snitch.
I don't know. I don't know. Did we find that out?
Stay tuned. That's what they say in the biz. Find
I
out
love
next
it.
week.
Nobody beats the biz. Eye opener to close. I don't know. That's a stumper. And good defense by the Knicks.
Are you ahead of me right now? I'm at 24.2 seconds.
Me too. You just watch, what's his name? Dunk it?
Yeah, I went right down the court.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Are they winning?
They're down 1 with 18 seconds left.
Oh shit. All right, let's wrap this up so you guys can watch.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anything else? I think we'll get into a few things next week from this week that we didn't get to.
Grand finale.
I
Excited.
can't believe it. I can't believe how quick I went.
Yeah. It's 8 weeks, man. That's wild.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nuts. I'm excited. I like this movie. I like these movies a lot, so I'm happy.
Good. I'm very happy. All right. Well, hey, it's the finale next week. So get your comments in. They can be spoilery if you want, because Robbie will not look at the email until, but yeah, send us some emails. I don't know, questions, comments. What do you think about the films? Whatever.
I would say don't make them spoilery.
Don't make
If
them
you
spoiler. I thought
reach
that
out
too.
to me and Ryan
Yes,
specifically. Yeah, if we've gotten this far without anything really getting spoiled.
Yeah.
Except for apparently my lion eyes. Or my jealous eyes.
Jealous eyes.
Yeah. So if you have any spoiler type questions or
Yeah.
comments, reach out to us. If you have non-spoilery type stuff, the YouTube, the email is there for you.
Good idea.
Please, we've made it this far. Let's
Yeah.
keep Robbie pure.
I won't check anything. I won't look at anything.
Yeah, don't look at anything.
Has there been anything you've like really wanted to like look up and you're just like, I can't, I'm not going to Google it. I kind of made it this far.
No, even when I'm looking up like the cast or things like that on Google, and I scroll down, it's like, and I see something like I know something's a little spoilery. That's it. I'm out.
Throw the
So
phone out the window.
Yeah, I've been very good with that. I'm surprised I haven't even spoiled it before I watch these movies. So I'm happy at least something is sacred and I didn't look at it.
Me too.
Very nice. Good. All right. Well, tune in next week for the grand finale. I don't know. We love you. Tell them good night.
Good night, Dobby. Rest in peace. And Nick's back.
Let's go, Knicks.
Did they win?
We'll see. He's ahead of me because he's on Cablevision.
No, I'm on Max.
Oh, really? Well, either way,
Yeah.
I'm behind you.
Oh.
Let
Sorry.
the boy watch.
Go, Knicks.
Let the boy watch. He needs to learn the way I learned from my father. The way he learned from his father. Let